The brakes of my pickup screamed, ripping through the quiet of Cedar Creek's twilight. I'd been gone 3 weeks, helping my sister drag her life across state lines, and now I was back, CRVYing the familiar groan of Grandpa Henry's porch. But as I stepped out, boots crunching gravel, the air felt wrong sharp like it was hiding a blade. His house stood dark, no porch light, no hum of life. A glint caught my eye, a new lock gleaming on the front door. Then I saw ETA paper taped to the window, stark as a scar. Property under REVYEW by HOA. My gut twisted. This wasn't just off. It was a betrayal. I'm Lena Carter, 31, not one to flinch, but standing there, staring at Henry's house where I'd spent summers chasing lightning bugs and winters dodging his awful coffeeage clawed at me. Henry had lived here 40 years, his life etched into every creak, every faded photo. 2 weeks ago, I'd hugged him goodbye, promising to be back. Now his house looked gutted, like someone had stolen its heartbeat. I dialed Henry. No answer. Again, nothing. My pulse hammered as I crossed to Mrs. Evelyn Shaw's place, the neighbor with a story for every occasion. She opened her door, face tight. "Lena, I thought you knew," she said, voice low. "Henry moved out last week. HOA said the house was unsafe. They sent a truck." "A truck?" My voice cut like glass. "He's 81. You don't erase a man's life without a word." Her eyes flicked away, and I knew she was holding back. I thanked her, barely, and drove to the Starlight Motel, a tired row of rooms on the town's edge. Room 10. There he was, sitting on a thin mattress, his mutt daisy curled close. His hands, rough with age, rested on a pile of shirts. He looked up, smile faint, eyes heavy. "Didn't want to burden you, Lena," he said. "They said the place wasn't safe. Time to go." "Who said that?" I asked, forcing calm. He handed me a letter, cheap and crumpled. "Structural hazards. Infestation. Vacate immediately." Signed by Patricia Holt, HOA president. My blood simmered. This wasn't a notice. It was a shove. Morning hit me like a slap, my coffee untouched. Cedar Creek's HOA met Wednesdays in the community center, a bland box reeking of old carpet. I didn't wait for an invite. I walked in mid-drone about parking rules and dropped the letter on their table. Patricia, all polished nails and cold eyes, stiffened. "Closed meeting," she snapped. "Not today," I said, locking eyes. "Who authorized eviting my grandfather?" The room went still, board members squirming. Patricia didn't blink. "Violations," she said, smooth as ice. "Vacant property. Procedure." "Vacant." I laughed sharp. "You changed locks, forged a notice, and pushed him to a motel. That's not procedure. That's cruel." Her mask slipped, just a flicker, but she held firm, claiming Henry ignored warnings. A board member, Ed Crane, stared at his notes, silent. Others shifted, uneasy. I left before my anger spilled, but I saw they weren't all hers. This was bigger than Henry's house. At the motel, Henry looked worn, like the fight had drained him. "House is old," he said. "I'm old. Maybe it's time." His voice cracked, and I saw the shame he hadn't left. He'd been chased out. I knelt, Daisy's nose nudging me. "This ends now," I told him. "Your home's coming back." That night, I drove by the house, slowing as a light flashed in the garage, quick then gone. Condemned houses don't glow. I parked a block away, heart pounding, and watched. A dark SUV pulled up, a stocky man in a gray jacket unlocking the garage. He slipped inside. Not empty. Alive. I snapped photos, hands steady despite the buzz in my veins. This wasn't a cleanup. This was a plan. I called my friend Sam, a real estate guy who smelled scams like smoke. He scoffed at Patricia's letter. "Land grab," he said. "There's a trail. Find it." Dawn found me at the county records office, digging. Patricia's name surfaced twice. HOA president and officer of a new LLC, 2 months old, listing Henry's house for acquisition. Not EVY tie-in. Acquisition. The puzzle snapped together. Henry's property bordered a field zoned for a retail strip. His driveway was the access point. Patricia didn't want a tidy lawn. She wanted control. I needed proof, something to bury her. Patricia was careful, but not flawless. The house was my start. At 4 a.m., while the town slept, I parked down the street and slipped through the side gate, briars snagging my jeans. The shed was untouched, Henry's spare key hidden under a paint can. The front door clicked open, and I stepped inside. The air was thick polish and decay. Henry's life lingered, his recliner scuffed but sturdy, magnets on the fridge, a photo of us fishing. But cupboards gaped, boxes stacked with HOA clear-out labels. Scratches scarred the walls. A paint can sat open. Not condemned. Staged. I moved fast, snapping photos, boxes, paint, the humming breaker panel. Water ran clear, no cutoff. A dead house? Lies. Utilities lived, and the place was looted, not abandoned. At the county office, I struck gold. Henry's title was Cleano Liens. No transfers, but a note mentioned community reclamation. The clerk frowned. Not our phrase, she said. It's HOA's doing. I grinned, bitter. Doing was one word for it. Outside, I ran into Evelyn, her face guilty. I didn't know it was Henry's, she said. Patricia called it hazardous, unoccupied. I voted blind. Her regret was real. Witness 1. Sam called with more. Patricia's LLC had probed zoning changes, tying Henry Street to a funded commercial corridor. Her plan: flip the house for due lot $300,000 using a fake road deal. Not a mistake. A heist. I leaned against my truck, the scope sinking in. Patricia wasn't just after Henry. She was reshaping Cedar Creek, house by house. I took Henry to breakfast, his jacket crisp despite the motel's gloom. We're getting your home back, I said, outlining Patricia's scam. He chuckled, eyes sparking. Should have known when they took my bell, he said. Nobody steals a man's chime. I grinned. Game on. For 2 days, I watched the house, camera ready, logging every shadow. On the third night, at midnight, the SUV returned. Gray jacket guy, with 2 others, hauling boxes Henry's holiday lights, his ceramic birds. Theft, not cleanup. I filmed it 20 minutes of trespass, my hands shaking with rage. I cut the footage tight, adding captions. Henry's deed, utility bills, Patricia's letter. Titled HOA Boss Steals Elder, I posted it anonymously to Cedar Creek's Facebook forums next door. By dawn, it was chaos. Shares hit thousands. Neighbors raged. They fined my fence. My mom's permit was blocked. Patricia called an emergency HOA meeting, and I brought Henry, his head high, Daisy at his side. The community center buzzed, anger thick. Patricia tried to steer, voice shrill. False edits, she claimed, stumbling on the garage footage. Safety measures, she choked. Safety. Ruth Miller, a widow, stood. That's robbery, Patricia. Whose safety? The room erupted. Families shared stories, fines, threats, lost homes. I held up Henry's deed, his bills. Not empty, I said. Stolen for profit. Her LLC, I do law, $300,000. I showed her zoning probes, the greed bear. Evelyn stood, voice firm. She lied to us. Acted alone. Patricia faltered, muttering slander. Ed moved to suspend her. Unanimous. Next morning, I took Henry to Rachel Lee, a lawyer who ate scams for breakfast. We handed her a drive. Footage, records, emails. Elder abuse, Rachel said, grinning. Trespass, fraud. We'll file a state complaint, a CIVYL suit, and a restraining order. By noon, the city called grateful. The retail deal paused, an audit launched. The HOA splintered Ed, and others quit. Residents voted it dead, forming a council. No fines, just neighbors. Evelyn dropped off muffins, a note. I failed him. Online, posts exposed more fake fees, rig votes. Patricia's house sprouted protest signs. She was served papers, her LLC frozen, yelling slander as Rachel pushed charges. The court moved fast. Henry's house restored, Patricia's assets leaned. A criminal probe opened, news blaring, HOA fraud falls. Henry dodged cameras, sipping tea on his new rocker. The porch lived flowers, a new bell, neighbors grilling, kids laughing. A sign rose, respect rules. Patricia vanished, her career dust. The city offered Henry millions for the land. Not mine to sell, he said firm. One night, a package came. His bell, polished, with a note. Thought you were gone. Sorry. I hung it high, and it rang clear and fierce. Henry rocked, Daisy at his feet, lemonade cool in his hand. She'll come back, he asked, nodding toward Patricia's empty place. Not past US, I said. He laughed, the sound bright as dawn. Home wasn't just walls. It was the fight, the chime, the ground we held. If you were the one in this story, how would you react? Would you stand up and fight back, or accept the unreasonable pressure and control from the HOA? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with more people. Your small action gives us the motivation to keep bringing you more intense and engaging stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.